The massive ship hung in the darkness of space like a silver blade. Inside its gleaming command center, High Commander Vex stood tall, his 4 arms crossed over his chest as he stared at the holographic display. "That's it. That's the new world," Vex asked, pointing one long finger at the small blue planet rotating slowly before him. Officer Dorn nodded. "Yes, Commander. The locals call it Earth." Vex laughed, a harsh sound that made the junior officers flinch. "It's so tiny. And mostly water. What a waste of space." The Galactic Council survey ship had been mapping this outer arm of the galaxy for nearly a year. They had found 67 new planets, most uninhabited. Earth was the first with intelligent life, though Vex was beginning to question how intelligent that life really was. "Show me these humans again," Vex ordered. The hologram changed to display various humans going about their daily lives. Vex and the other aliens watched with growing amusement. "Look at them. 2 arms, 2 legs, such simple bodies," said Council Member Krell, the science officer. Unlike Vex, Krell's skin was a deep blue, and he had only 2 arms, but his eyes, all 6 of them, were sharper than any scanner. "And their technology is so basic," added Dorn. "They still burn fossil fuels. They haven't even colonized their own moon properly." Vex circled the hologram, studying the blue planet with growing disdain. "They're trapped on that small rock, breathing that thin atmosphere, fighting each other over imaginary lines on their maps. Pathetic." The entire command crew erupted in laughter. "I move that we classify them as a curiosity species," Vex declared. "Not worth formal contact, but amusing enough to watch." "Seconded," another council member called out. "All in favor?" Vex asked. Every hand in the room went up. Then it settled. Earth shall now be officially known as the speck in our records. More laughter filled the command center. Only Krell seemed less amused than the others. He stepped closer to the hologram, his 6 eyes blinking in sequence as he studied the humans more carefully. "There's something interesting about them," Krell said quietly. Vex snorted. What could possibly be interesting about these primitive creatures? "They adapt quickly. Look at their history. They went from horse-drawn carriages to space travel in less than 200 years. A fluke," Vex dismissed him with a wave. "Besides, their space travel is laughable. They can barely reach their own moon." Krell nodded slowly, but didn't seem convinced. "Still, I suggest we establish an observation post rather than dismiss them entirely. We might learn something useful." "Fine," Vex said, already bored with the topic. "You can have your little observation post, but don't waste too many resources on the speck." Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Millions of miles away on the blue planet the aliens had so easily dismissed, Dr. Tom Miller sat bolt upright in his chair. The radio telescope had picked up something strange, a pattern that repeated too perfectly to be natural. "Jack," he called to his assistant. "Come look at this." Jack hurried over, coffee sloshing from his mug. "What is it?" Tom pointed at his computer screen. "This signal. It's not random. Look at the pattern." Jack squinted at the screen. "Could be equipment malfunction." "I checked. 3 different systems all picked it up," Tom said, his voice growing excited. "Jack, this is it. This is what we've been searching for all these years." "You mean?" Tom nodded, his eyes wide with wonder and fear. "We're not alone. And whoever's out there, they're close. Very close." Little did Tom know that at that very moment, the beings sending those signals were laughing at his planet, his people, and everything he held dear, completely unaware that the universe was about to teach them all a lesson in humility. 3 weeks after Dr. Tom Miller discovered the strange signals, the sky above New York City split open. At least, that's how it seemed to the millions of people who looked up that Tuesday morning to see a silver ship, shaped like a perfect teardrop, gliding silently through the clouds. Traffic stopped. Phones came out. The world held its breath. "My God," whispered Anna Reed as she stood on the United Nations Plaza, watching the alien ship hover over Manhattan. As the UN's top diplomat, she had trained for many crises, but never this. Within the hour, every TV, radio, and internet device on Earth broadcast the same message. We come from the stars. We wish to meet your leaders. We mean no harm. The message played in every language, though the translation was slightly off, as if done by a computer that didn't quite understand human speech. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Behind the scenes, the world's governments scrambled. In an emergency session, the UN Security Council appointed Anna Reid to head the first contact team. Her first call was to Dr. Tom Miller. Dr. Miller, this is Anna Reid from the United Nations. Tom nearly dropped his phone. Ms. Reid, I've been trying to reach someone in government for weeks about my signal findings. Well, now we're reaching out to you. We need you in New York, today. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. The alien ship landed in Central Park 24 hours later. A simple platform was set up nearby, where Anna Reid and Tom Miller waited with military personnel and other officials. A door appeared in the side of the ship, though no one had seen a seam before. Out stepped a tall figure with 4 arms and grayish skin. This was Officer Lark, though the humans didn't know his name yet. Greetings, Anna said, stepping forward. I am Anna Reid, representing Earth. Lark looked down at her, literally, as he was nearly 7 feet tall, and made a sound that might have been a laugh. How quaint, he said in perfect English. I am Officer Lark of the Galactic Council. We have been observing your world for some time. Tom stepped forward. We detected your signals. That's how we knew something was out there. Lark seemed surprised for a moment, then amused. Impressive for your level of technology. Perhaps you're not as primitive as we thought. His tone made it clear he still thought they were quite primitive. Over the next few hours, Lark explained the Galactic Council to the humans. He spoke as if talking to children, using simple terms and often pausing to ask if they understood. The Council oversees thousands of worlds, Lark said. Some are founding members, others are protectorates, and some, like Earth, are under developmental quarantine. Quarantine? Anna asked, not liking the sound of that. Yes. You're too. Lark paused, searching for a diplomatic word. Undeveloped to join galactic society. We'll check on you in a century or two. Tom frowned. So you came all this way just to tell us we're not invited to the party? Lark patted Tom's head, like one might pet a dog. Essentially, yes. But don't worry. We'll be watching from afar. We find your species quite entertaining. The condescension in his voice was unmistakable. Anna struggled to maintain her diplomatic composure. And if we don't agree to this quarantine? She asked. Lark's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. It's not a request, Ms. Reid. It's simply how things are done. The Council has spoken. As the meeting concluded, Lark presented them with a small device. A gift, he said. A basic communicator, for emergencies only. As Lark returned to his ship, Tom leaned toward Anna. Did we just get patted on the head and told to go play in our room while the adults talk? Anna nodded grimly. Yes, Dr. Miller. That's exactly what happened. The alien ship rose silently, vanishing into the clouds as quickly as it had appeared. On the ground, humanity was left to process the humiliating truth. In the grand scheme of the galaxy, they were nothing but an amusing footnote, or so the aliens thought. 6 months after first contact, life on Earth had changed forever. People looked up at the stars differently now, knowing what was out there. Some felt hope, others fear, but everyone felt small. Dr. Tom Miller had not stopped working since the aliens left. The government had given him a new lab, bigger telescopes, and a team of scientists. They called it the Stellar Observation Program, but everyone knew its real purpose, to watch the watchers. It was on a quiet Tuesday morning when Tom noticed something strange in his data. This can't be right, he muttered, checking his calculations again. He called his assistant over. Look at these readings from the outer solar system. The assistant frowned. That's unusual. What is it? I'm not sure, Tom said. But whatever it is, it's big, it's moving fast, and it's headed toward the section of space where Officer Lark said the Galactic Council is. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. 3 days later, Anna Reed sat in a secure conference room as Tom explained his discovery to the world's top scientists and leaders. It's a quantum wave front, Tom said, pointing to the projection screen. Like a ripple in space-time, but much bigger and more powerful. Our instruments can barely detect it. And what will it do? Asked the president. Tom took a deep breath. Based on what little we know about alien technology from our brief contact, I believe it will disrupt their advanced systems. Their ships, weapons, communications, all use quantum particles that would be destabilized by this wave. Anna leaned forward. What about our technology? That's the interesting part, Tom said. Our technology is too primitive to be affected. We don't use quantum alignment in our devices. We're too undeveloped, as Officer Lark would say. The room fell silent as everyone realized what this meant. We need to warn them, Anna finally said. Why? Asked the defense secretary. They put us in quarantine, remember? They think we're just amusing pets. Anna shook her head. Because it's the right thing to do. And because if this wave is as destructive as Dr. Miller thinks, they might need our help afterward. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. In orbit around Earth, Krell floated inside the small observation post the Council had permitted him to establish. Unlike his colleagues, he had grown fascinated by humans during his 6 months watching them. Such resourcefulness, he muttered as he observed a construction site in Tokyo. They build with such simple tools, yet achieve so much. His communication panel beeped. Earth was sending a message to the Council. This was unusual. Humans had been told to use their communicator for emergencies only. Krell read the message from Anna Reed about the approaching quantum wave. His 6 eyes widened in alarm. If Dr. Miller's calculations were correct, the Council was in grave danger. He immediately forwarded the warning to Council headquarters, adding his own note. Recommend immediate attention to Earth warning. Preliminary data confirms possible threat. The reply came an hour later. Warning noted. Earth residents likely seeking attention. Continue observation, but discourage further unsanctioned communications. Krell stared at the response in disbelief. The Council was dismissing a potentially catastrophic threat simply because it came from humans. He looked down at the blue planet below him. For the first time, he wondered if the Council had made a terrible mistake in judging Earth so harshly. His instruments beeped again. The quantum wave had accelerated. According to the new calculations, it would hit Council space in just 14 days. Krell made a decision. Against orders, he sent a message directly to Anna Reed. I believe you. Keep watching the stars. You may be needed sooner than anyone thinks. In her office at the UN, Anna read Krell's message with a mixture of vindication and dread. Humanity had been right, but that would bring little comfort if half the galaxy was about to go dark. The quantum wave hit the Galactic Council's main space station without warning. One moment, High Commander Vex was reviewing reports in his office. The next, every screen went dark. The lights flickered, then died. Emergency systems failed to activate. What's happening? Vex demanded into the darkness. No one answered. His personal communicator was dead. The station's artificial gravity wavered, making him float slightly off the floor. Across Council space, the same scene repeated on thousands of worlds. Advanced ships dropped from the sky. Transportation networks shut down. Communication grids fell silent. Weapons systems failed. Food production facilities stopped working. Life support systems on crowded space stations began to fail. The mighty Galactic Council, with all its advanced technology, was suddenly crippled. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. On his observation post near Earth, Krell watched in horror as reports flooded in before communications went completely dark. The quantum wave had done exactly what Dr. Miller predicted. It disrupted the quantum particles that powered all Council technology. Only Krell's small station, running on emergency power and simple backup systems, remained partially functional. He opened a channel to Earth. "This is Krell calling Earth. Can you hear me?" In her office at the UN, Anna Reed answered immediately. "We hear you, Krell. What's happening?" "Disaster," Krell replied, his voice shaking. "Everything is failing. The quantum wave, it's worse than we thought. Millions will die without power, food, or life support." Tom Miller, who was with Anna, stepped closer to the communicator. "How long until your systems can recover?" "Our scientists estimated it would take weeks for the wave to pass. But without working technology, we can't even measure it properly." Krell paused. "You were right. We should have listened." Anna and Tom exchanged looks. The aliens who had mocked Earth now faced extinction. "What can we do to help?" Anna asked. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. 3 days later, Earth's leaders met in an emergency session. Anna presented Krell's request for aid. "They need our help," she said. "Their advanced technology is useless now. Ironically, our primitive systems are exactly what they need." The defense secretary shook his head. "Let them suffer. They called us pets and put us in quarantine. If we don't help," Tom countered, "billions could die. Is that worth our pride?" The room erupted in debate. Some wanted revenge for the aliens' condescension. Others argued for mercy. In the end, humanity's better nature won out. "We'll help," the president announced. "Not because they deserve it, but because it's who we are." Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. 1 week after the wave hit, the first Earth ship docked with Krell's observation post. It was nothing fancy, just a modified space shuttle carrying supplies, basic communication equipment, and a team of engineers led by Tom. Krell watched in amazement as the humans worked. They installed simple radio systems to replace the quantum networks. They brought hand-cranked generators and solar panels. They taught Krell how to use tools that didn't need computers. "Your people built this ship in 1 week?" Krell asked Tom as they worked. Tom nodded. "We modified existing designs. Nothing fancy, but it works." "But how?" "Without quantum computing or neural interfaces." Tom smiled. "Old-fashioned human ingenuity. Pen, paper, and brainpower." As they finished setting up a basic communications array, they received the first clear signal from the main Council station. It was High Commander Vex himself. "This is Vex. Who am I speaking with?" His voice was strained, desperate. "This is Krell, sir. I'm with representatives from Earth. They've come to help." There was a long pause. "Earth? The spec?" "Yes, sir. The humans. It seems their primitive technology is immune to the quantum wave. They're offering assistance." Another long pause. When Vex spoke again, his voice had lost all its previous arrogance. "Tell them. Tell Earth we accept their help. And we are grateful." Tom and Anna exchanged triumphant looks. Earth, the planet once mocked as the speck, was now the galaxy's only hope. 2 weeks after the first rescue mission, Earth's space agencies had achieved the impossible. 30 modified shuttles and rockets now traveled back and forth between Earth and nearby alien worlds, carrying supplies and Earth engineers. Anna Reed stood in the newly established Earth Embassy on the Galactic Council's main station. The room was lit by battery-powered lamps. Paper maps covered the walls where holographic displays once glowed. "We've reached 14 major worlds so far," Anna told the Council representatives gathered before her, "but there are thousands more in need." High Commander Vex, once so proud, now looked tired and defeated. "How are you organizing this with such limited technology?" "Radios, paper, and human coordination," Anna replied. "Sometimes the old ways work best." Vex nodded slowly, struggling to accept that the humans he had mocked were now saving his people. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. In a makeshift lab on the station, Tom Miller worked alongside Krell, studying the quantum wave that had caused the disaster. "The wave is weakening," Tom said, looking at simple sensor readings. "But it could take months to fully dissipate." "Months we don't have," Krell replied. "The death toll is already in the millions. Without working life support and food production, it could reach billions." Tom wiped sweat from his brow. "The station's climate controls were running on minimal power. We need to prioritize. Which worlds are most at risk?" Krell pointed to several planets on their paper star chart. "These worlds are completely artificial environments. Without technology, they have no natural food or water sources." Tom nodded grimly. "We'll send the next ships there." Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. On Earth, factories worked around the clock to build simple technologies that could replace the aliens' failed systems. Hand pumps for water, wind-up generators, battery-powered tools. Things the Council had considered obsolete centuries ago. In orbit, engineers converted Earth's space stations into training centers where aliens learned to use these basic tools. Not everyone was happy about helping the aliens. Protests broke out in several cities. Signs read, "Help Earth first," and "They live at US." The president addressed the nation. "I understand your anger. The Council treated us with disrespect. But now we have a chance to show them who we really are. Not by mocking them as they mocked us, but by extending a helping hand." Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Back on the Council station, Anna faced growing resistance from some alien leaders. "We cannot become dependent on human technology," said a Council member named Jax. "It would be humiliating. More humiliating than watching your people starve." Anna shot back. Vex raised a hand for silence. "Ambassador Reed is right. Pride must come second to survival." Anna nodded in appreciation to Vex, surprised by his support. "We don't want to replace your technology. We're just giving you tools to survive until the wave passes and your systems can be rebuilt." Jax wasn't satisfied. "And what do you want in return?" "Control of the Council, our advanced knowledge." Anna smiled. "Just respect. Equal standing in the galactic community. No more quarantine." The Council members looked at each other uncertainly. Krell, who had been quiet until now, stood up. "I have lived among the humans," he said. "Studied them. At first I thought as you did, that they were primitive and simple. I was wrong. Their technology may be basic, but their minds are not. Their hearts are not." He looked at Anna. "They could have let us suffer for how we treated them. Instead, they came to our aid. If that doesn't earn them respect, what would?" The room fell silent. Finally, Vex nodded. "Very well. When this crisis is over, Earth will have its place among the stars. You have my word." Anna looked out the window at the stars beyond. In the darkness of space, Earth ships were visible as they moved between worlds, bringing hope where there had been only despair. The planet once mockingly called the Speck was now the brightest light in the galaxy. A month into the crisis, Tom Miller made a discovery that changed everything. "The wave is breaking down faster than we thought," he told Anna and Krell as they gathered in the station's command center. "It should fully dissipate within a year." "A year?" Vex looked horrified. "Billions will die waiting that long." "Not necessarily," Tom said. He spread out a set of drawings on the table. "We've designed hybrid systems that combine our analog technology with your knowledge." The drawings showed strange devices, part human invention, part alien design. Simple mechanical gears connected to advanced power cells, solar panels linked to quantum batteries. "These hybrid systems can work even while the wave is still active," Tom explained. "They won't be as efficient as your original technology, but they'll keep people alive until everything returns to normal." Krell studied the designs with his 6 eyes wide in amazement. "This is brilliant. You've taken our advanced concepts and made them work with physical mechanisms." Tom smiled modestly. "Sometimes going backward is the way forward." Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. On Earth, Factories retooled to produce the hybrid systems. Scientists from both worlds worked side by side, each learning from the other. Meanwhile, Anna Reed was busy in a different kind of factory, the diplomatic kind. In meeting after meeting, she negotiated Earth's new position in the galactic community. The quarantine ends now, she told the council during a formal session. Earth will have a permanent seat on the council, with full voting rights. Jax, still resistant, stood up. This is extortion, using our disaster to force your way in. Anna remained calm. No, Counselor, this is recognition of reality. Earth has proven its worth. We've earned our place. Vex, surprising everyone, supported her. Ambassador Reed is right. Earth has saved countless lives. Without them, we would be facing extinction. But they're so primitive, Jax protested. Are they? Krell asked. They solved a problem we couldn't. They adapted while we floundered. Perhaps our definition of advanced needs reconsidering. The vote was close, but in the end, the Council approved Earth's new status. Anna would become the first human representative with full Council membership. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Back in the lab, Tom and a team of Earth engineers worked on their biggest challenge yet, restoring power to the main Council station. If we can get the central power grid working again, Tom explained to Krell, we can use it as a model for other worlds. The solution they created was strange but effective. A massive array of hand-crank generators connected to the station's quantum core. Hundreds of aliens and humans took turns cranking the handles, generating just enough power to restart the core systems. It's not elegant, Tom admitted as they watched the aliens working the cranks, but it works. That's what I've come to admire about humans, Krell said. You value function over form, results over appearances. As they spoke, the lights in the command center flickered, then came on. Cheers erupted throughout the station. It works, someone shouted. Tom smiled at Krell. One station down, thousands of worlds to go. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. That night, Anna found Vex standing alone in the observation deck, looking out at the stars. Thinking about how much has changed, she asked, joining him. Vex nodded. A month ago, I thought my people were superior to yours in every way. Now I'm not sure what to think. Think of us as equals, Anna suggested. Different, but equal. More than equal, perhaps, Vex said quietly. You saw what was coming. You warned us. We didn't listen. Then you saved us anyway. Anna looked out at the stars, where Earth ships moved like fireflies in the darkness. That's what neighbors do. They help each other. For the first time since she'd known him, Vex smiled. A genuine smile, without a trace of condescension. Yes, he said. I suppose that's what neighbors do. 6 months after the quantum wave first struck, the galaxy looked very different. The wave was finally weakening. On world after world, alien technology began to function again. Slowly at first, a communication system here, a transport network there, but the recovery had begun. On the Council's main station, a historic meeting was about to take place. Representatives from 100 worlds gathered in the Grand Chamber. For the first time, a human flag stood among the alien banners. Anna Reed entered the chamber wearing a formal Earth uniform, designed specially for the occasion. She took her seat at the main table, no longer as a guest or observer, but as Earth's official ambassador to the Galactic Council. High Commander Vex stood to address the assembly. 6 months ago, disaster struck our civilization, he began. The quantum wave disabled our technology and threatened billions of lives. We faced extinction. He paused, looking around the room. But we survived, thanks to the people of Earth, a world we once mockingly called the Speck. Murmurs filled the chamber. Many aliens still struggle to accept how much had changed. Today, we formally recognize Earth as a full member of the Galactic Council, with all rights and privileges. Applause filled the room, tentative at first, then growing stronger. Not everyone joined in, but most did. Vex raised his hand for silence. I have one more announcement. I am stepping down as High Commander. Gasps echoed through the chamber. My judgment was flawed. I dismissed Earth based on arrogance and ignorance. Such leadership cannot continue. Vex turned to Krell. I nominate Council Member Krell as my replacement. He saw value in humans when the rest of us saw only primitives. More murmurs, but no objections. The vote was quick and decisive. Krell, once a simple science officer, would become the new High Commander. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Later that day, Earth's first permanent embassy in space was officially opened. The building looked strange among the alien structures, part spacecraft, part traditional Earth architecture, with windows of real glass and walls of actual stone. It's not very efficient, one alien diplomat commented to Anna. Why use heavy materials when light ones would work? Anna smiled. Because some things should be built to last. Like friendships. Inside the embassy, Tom Miller was showing Krell and other aliens the new Earth-designed star maps. Unlike the alien holographic versions, these were painted on a massive rotating sphere in the center of the room. It's beautiful, Krell said, touching the painted surface. Art and function together. That's the human way, Tom replied. The doors opened, and Vex entered, now dressed in civilian clothes rather than his commander's uniform. He looked smaller somehow, but more at peace. May I join you? He asked tentatively. Of course, Tom said, gesturing him over. Vex studied the star map, his eyes finding Earth's solar system, now marked with a prominent symbol rather than the dismissive label it once had. You've renamed it, he noticed. The Cornerstone. Krell nodded. My first act as High Commander. It seemed fitting. From Spec to Cornerstone, Anna mused. Quite a promotion. An accurate one, Vex said quietly. Your world is now the foundation of a new galactic order. One built on mutual respect rather than technological superiority. Outside the embassy windows, ships from Earth and a dozen alien worlds moved in coordinated patterns. Some were advanced alien vessels, now functioning again. Others were simple human craft. Together, they formed a fleet unlike any the galaxy had seen before. Tom moved to the window, watching the ships. What happens now? He asked. Now, Krell said, joining him, we learned from each other. Your creativity and our knowledge. Your adaptability and our experience. A true partnership, Anna added. As the four of them stood looking out at the stars, a new ship appeared, the first of its kind, built jointly by human and alien engineers. It combined the best of both worlds, the resilience of Earth technology with the efficiency of alien design. The future, Krell said simply. And for once, everyone agreed.